I am the Highland Scribe, Cheryl L. Hudson, storyteller. I am about to begin. Are you ready? I am the Highland Scribe, scribe to the stones, to the winds, to the bloodlines that walk unseen. Come closer, closer still. You see, the fire's warm, but this tale tonight, this tale runs wild. Now, in the mist-bound reaches of rural Aberdeenshire, where crows fly like omens and shadows move with purpose, a farmer makes a dark bargain to protect his land. But when the harvest comes too easily and whispers begin creeping into his daughter's dreams, Alec White discovers that some debts are carved not in coin, but in blood, fire, and a name. You see, in a forgotten crook of Aberdeenshire, no far from where the traveller folk pitched their tents, in the lee of the rowan trees, there stood a farm, nestled among wind-torn fields and stones. There lived the White family. Alec, a man of weathered hands and silent strength. Alice, his wife, sharp of eye and steady o' wit. And their bonny wee daughter, whose name was rightly bonny. Bairn was only 3-year-old. The land was good, but the sky turned cruel. It began with the craws. You see, they came like soot on the wind, black and greedy, tearing seed fae soil, stripping fields bare in great spirals of wings. Alec would shout at them. Oh, he raised scarecrows and traps. He did everything, but they just laughed in their way that they do, and they stayed. And one night, in the belly of complete and utter despair, Alec went seeking something beyond a prayer. And in the half-forgotten edge of the glen, deep among the caverns, lived a man that nobody would name. He only was called, or was known as, the Black Laird. You see, he dealt in magic, evil, twisted, wrong, bound with secrets, and death magic. As Alec approached, he was instructed as what to do. Build a beast fae the forgotten. Stitch it together with things o' earth, like anything you can find, and speak the verse I gie ye. And the craws will nae darken your land again. The price? Well, the price was a life, unless the spell could be undone. Alec agreed. Then began the making of the Tattieboggle. By lantern, Alec worked. The pieces came fae earth and death. A great neep for a head, carved with a grin that had too many teeth. Eyes. Oh, those eyes were a mixture of rabbits, ravens, calf and a fox. A spine o' sapling wood, arms stitched fae leather, and hands, human hands, taken for the gallows, and in its chest he placed a heart black as pitch, stolen for the dead thief's grave. When it was done, he stood alone in the dark field, breath fogging, and whispered the rhyme that the black laird had given him. It went like this. A laird in black, a lantern brief, a step unheard, a dying leaf, a stitch, a shadow, a breath too deep, call it thrice, and nor sleep. Well, its head began turning slowly as Alec looked on. The grin seemed to widen, but the cries began to fled. They were gone, and all Alec could hear were the whispers beneath the walls. For a time, peace returned. His crops began to grow again, and the birds were gone, nowhere to be seen, and Alec again could once walk tall. But Alice was the first to notice the change. At night, when the wind was still, something walked the fields. She caught it once by the windy ledge. It called to her. "Alice, I love ye," it would say. And poor wee Bonnie started off humming lullabies she'd never been taught, and she began speaking in her sleep. Her eyes would be wide open and empty. When they spoke to the bairn about it, all she would say is, "He calls me his leaf." Alec denied it, said it was the wind, and said his daughter was just dreaming. That was until the night she vanished. There was no sound, no screaming, only a trail of little bare footprints frae her cradle to the edge of the field. And there, beneath the watching grin o' Don Tattieboggle, the bairn's footprints stopped. Alec ran, but this time he ran in the different direction, towards a traveller's camp that was nearby. He was taken in, and when he told them, all they could say to him was, "Nae the black laird." Come on. The old ones, you see, they knew what he'd done, what he'd called forth. They told him what must be done now. Undoing this curse would take courage and the oldest magic. Salt in a circle, rowan wood and red thread over every single doorframe. A witch's ball, clear glass to trap the creature's eye. A beltane fire, built of rowan and juniper to cleanse the area in the house. And at dawn, the rhyme said again, but spoken with strength and spoken 3 times, to burn the spirit out. He took their tools and lit the fire at the field's edge like he was instructed. Smoke curled like a memory, and the Tattieboggle stood, unmoving, its chest still pulsating, and in its hand was a scrap o' Bonnie's wee blanket. The sky began burning pale with dawn, and Alec stepped into the dewy field. The beast waited with its head cocked to the side, his gibbet hands twitching. Its voice rose through the damp earth. "Alec White, you gave me life. Now I tak hers. Alec raised the witch's ball high, catching its gaze. As it twitched, it staggered. Oh, it was no one bit happy. Then spoke with the weight of love and fear. And the laird, well, he could hear him as he began his chant. A laird in black, a lantern brief, a step unheard, a dying leaf, a stitch, a shadow, a breath too deep. Call it thrice, and ne'er sleep. Once, twice, and a third time. Alec repeated it. The black laird felt. He knew his curse had been undone. The earth began to crack, and the Tattieboggle screamed, but not in rage, in sorrow. Its limbs burst, its heart exploded in a shower of ash and light. And fae that dust, in the hush of the first morning light, stood wee Bonnie, blinking up at her da. They never saw the black laird again, but Alec built a gate of rowans around the house, and Alice always carried salt in her apron pockets. And Bonnie, well, Bonnie grew up kenning the rhyme off by heart, not to chant it, but to stop others fae ever needing to. Because in that place, and in many others like it, some things should never be stitched together, and some names should never be called. And love twisted by death, well, that becomes the cruelest curse of all. I am the Highland Scribe. Scribe to the stones, to the winds, to the bloodlines that walk unseen. And until the flame lights again, sleep tight, wanderers.